Welcome back. This is our Sunday show where we pick lines, and I heard we were pretty good at it. The most watched YouTuber at this moment, at least of last week, was Pat Mayo. Now, what he does at DFS is great. Yeah, I think he's trying to do a little too much because his line picks this year, not very good. He's above the 52%, so he's better than most people try to be. He's just not close to us. He'd be fourth. And Joe's terrible. You need to subscribe. We have giveaways. All of our subscribers get giveaways. And it has come to my attention that if you hide your public subscriber, then I don't see that you're subscribed. So I have 13 subscribers, but I can only see 2 of you. So I can't put you in. Now, if you want to stay hidden, that's fine. But you got to put a comment down below so that I know that you're subscribed. All right, something, hi, whatever. And then I'll write that down. We have a video, the board. It's linked in the description below. It explains the giveaway and all that jazz. If you want the helmet, that's a little different. Patreon subscribers, if you're subscribed to Patreon, you get put into a raffle to get that helmet, and it's reoccurring. So once we hit 50 Patreon subscribers, that helmet goes to one of those players. However, every month that you pay in, you get a ticket. That ticket goes in the jar. So if you're paying in more than other people, you have more tickets in the jar. You keep those tickets forever. So after this helmet, there'll be another one and another one. And you continue to have more tickets than everybody else. So the longer you're in, the better. The lower tier also gets you into our Discord. In our Discord, we're able to communicate with you more frequently. We only have a show once a week. So if you need a question, whether it's a trade question or whatever, talk to the Discord. I contact you. That way you don't have to wait a week. If you have a question you just want to hear the answer to, we'll put it on the show. You can do this pretty much any way you can contact us. Email is in the About page. We have a Facebook. We have a Twitter. Any of those will do. We'll answer it on the show. If you like what we're doing, it interests you, hit the like button. It goes a long way. This is our big show. It's a long show. We go through the lines. We also have other shows that we put out. But check back and look at the playlists to see our other content. Now let's get into it. All right, so how you guys doing today?
Very
Fantastic.
good. You two are the highlight of my week.
Oh, made my day.
So our game, we've been pretty good on picks.
Yeah, we've been doing good.
Yeah. I'm surprised to see our numbers. We don't do the Thursday night game on the picks, which I think a lot of people don't. But that's really dodging a bullet because Thursday night games are usually all over the place.
It's a toss-up.
They're usually the hardest to pick. So,
let alone picking the fantasy player to play.
right. First game we got is the Carolina Panthers at the New Orleans Saints. Over-unders 50. Panthers are getting 7. This is probably the easiest game for me to pick of the week.
Yeah. Carolina's getting too much. I think they have a real shot at winning this one, let alone getting 7.
Yeah, the Saints aren't going to cover that spread.
I don't understand why the perception is the Saints are such a good team. They might be better than I'm saying because I'm really hard on the Saints, at least the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But they're not the Saints of last year.
No, especially without Thomas still.
Yeah, and the Panthers are a good team. I think that hasn't caught up with a lot of people. So I think Mike Davis is a top 10 fantasy running back this week. I think it's pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean, and the Panthers, they've got a pretty good defense. The passing defense is ranked 7th, which is going to make it a little tough for Drew Brees. And if he's still without Michael Thomas, who's he going to throw to? Jaquan Smith, maybe?
No,
he doesn't seem to throw to Sanders much.
It'll be Kamara, and the Panthers are they're not very good at running backs getting the ball out of the backfield. So they're going to exploit that.
Yeah.
I mean, Kamara's going to be a top 5 running back this week. That's just, I mean, it's easy to say he's been getting a lot of volume, but I think Carolina, forget the points. I think they win the game.
Mhm.
So if you put Drew Brees behind garbage time, I don't know. I think there's a lot of good points to be scored in this game. You have a bad Saints defense and a really good Saints offense. And I think that's going to be exploited on both ends. So I don't know.
Saints ain't bad against the run, which could be trouble for Davis.
Okay.
They're currently 6th, which means Bridgewater's got to throw the ball, which we know he can do between Anderson and Moore.
Yeah, Davis is fine. He's top 10 fantasy running back this week.
I wouldn't put him that high.
Yeah. Top 15, maybe. I don't see him in top 10.
That's a maybe. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to say he's a running back 1, which is in the middle pretty much. I think that's about where I would put him.
He's still startable. I'd probably start him, maybe in a flex.
Well, he's but maybe he's a running back 1.
I would start him as my RB2, not my RB1.
Yeah.
But I'd be comfortable with 2.
Let me know what you guys think. Mike Davis should be a running back 1, 2, or flex this week. I got this game 28-21. Carolina wins by 7 and getting 7.
Yeah, I got Carolina winning this one too, 28-24. So I'd definitely take that line.
Well, as the odd man out and the low man on picks, Saints do win this game 31-27.
We all have
But
them
the
to
Panthers
cover.
don't cover that spread. Huh?
We all have them to cover. So
Yep.
I think this is an easy line.
Call it a lock.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a lock.
All right,
yeah.
There you go.
Next game. Is this a game?
I mean,
We have the Bills at Jets. If you want to call it a game, all right.
we got an exhibition match here.
We have a high school team,
Buffalo gets to go practice a little bit.
a high school team versus a professional team. The line's 45.5, which is odd because that's about what I think the Bills would get.
I mean, the Jets could get 0.
I will say this. Sam Darnold's coming back. He doesn't want to lose. And I think they lost so much value on him that they're getting Trevor Lawrence. But they got to get something out of Sam Darnold. And right now, no one wants to pay anything for him.
It's because everybody knows.
I don't blame them.
Yeah.
So I think maybe they let Sam play. So I think there's a lot riding on him this game, but I think he could get 300 yards. I mean, you got Mimsy coming back. You got, Perriman there.
Crowder's out, or he's doubtful.
Crowder is out, and that said, he's the best wide receiver by a landslide on that team.
Yeah.
And the Bills' defense is a lower end defense. They're not great. I mean, that could help Sam out.
No, what angers me is my boy LaMichael Pirine. I like him.
Yeah.
I think he's a good running back. And he limited him to 3 touches last week. 3? So Le'Veon Bell is gone. You have Frank Gore. He better get the ball.
What about Ty Johnson?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think they give him the ball because they know he's a player and they don't want to win. His excuse last week was, well, I didn't want to give him too many reps and destroy his confidence. Since when does Adam Gase care about somebody's confidence?
Adam Gase has already ruined everybody on that team's confidence.
Yeah.
And for most of their careers already.
So I don't know.
man.
I don't know what's going on with this team. I think they want to lose, and I think they will lose, but I think the players don't. So it just depends on what he allows them to do. I mean, they already know Sam Darnold's not allowed to change the play. So 4th and 1, and he has a throw, and they have no nose tackle, and they throw the ball, and everyone asks Sam Darnold, why didn't you just quarterback sneak it? It was a gimme 14 inches or whatever. He's, I'm not allowed to change the play at the line.
But you know what? You would think Sam, knowing that they want Trevor Lawrence, somebody to take his job, he's going to want to win just so they can't get Lawrence.
Well, that's the thing. Sam Darnold is such a nice kid. Like he's just a nice kid. He's going to be the biggest team player, even when the team has openly said, we're going to just crash and burn. Okay, coach.
There's a time to be nice, and there's a time to worry about your career, your family. You need to do what he needs to do for him.
I mean,
especially if he does want to get traded or go to another team, show off what you got.
Mm-hmm.
Screw the Jets.
Yeah.
And screw Sam Gase or Adam Gase. Tell you where Gase can go. Look what I did to the team. Moron.
They did get a little bit of interest between the Cowboys and the Colts. I think he would be a really good fit for both of those teams. Obviously, the Cowboys would be better. I think it makes perfect sense to go to the Cowboys.
At the Cowboys, he'd come in as a starter. The Colts, he'd wait behind Rivers a little bit.
They can win that division.
I think he'd play behind them.
As bad as they're doing, they can still win that division. And if they want to make a push, why not pay cheap for some kid who's just the 3rd overall pick a little bit ago? Everybody said had potential. Ride him out. If he's awesome, sweet. You got a kid on a rookie contract for 2 more years. Why pay Dak with his ankle $50 billion?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can let Dak walk. Sign Darnold if he does.
If he's average or below average, you keep Dak. No harm, no foul. He can't play, right? So it just makes sense to me for them to take a shot. As for the Colts, I don't think that works as easy, because I don't think you could bring him in and then have him start. But it's advantageous to get Sam Darnold because he's on his rookie contract.
He would start as soon as he's ready.
Well, that's the thing. You going to do that to Rivers?
Yeah, I say Rivers ain't really playing bad enough to where you'd have to dump him.
He's making a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, well, Rivers always makes a lot of mistakes. I don't know. I think Sam Darnold has possessions where the Jets actually look competent, and they put up some points. I had this game, Bills 31, the Jets 0. Then it came out that Sam Darnold starting, so I put 21 points on the board. 31-21 Bills. The Jets went from 13 to 10.5 with the Sam Darnold news. So that's a big swing. I have them losing by 10, so I have them to cover, and that scares me.
I got the Bills win at 37-20. I don't think the Jets cover, and it's gonna be a blowout. Most of the Jets' points are garbage time.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah, I got the Bills 35-17. I'll take them to cover that too. Even if Darnold comes back, who's he throwing to? Come on.
Right.
All right, Biden. Come on. Come on. Next game is the Browns versus the Bengals. I like the Bengals.
I like the Browns.
Yeah, we were really high in the Browns last week.
No, I don't mean for the game. I mean, I just like the Bengals. I never liked the Bengals ever in my life. And one kid who I didn't really care for too much turned that all around for me in my head. I like that kid.
Especially since he threw to AJ Green last week.
Yeah, that did look nice.
Well, was there anybody?
He
was
not
there any
only
free agent that scored more points? You said every week there would be a free agent score more than AJ.
I don't know.
They didn't.
I don't know. If you were going to make this argument, you should have looked that up so you could throw it in my face, because I didn't know you were going to make this argument and I didn't look it up. But I will say, 6 weeks into the season, he broke through the ceiling and achieved way more than he should. And he still wasn't even a wide receiver 1. Woohoo! He broke into wide receiver 2 range.
High end,
yeah.
Okay. Good job for being mediocre. However, I will say Mixon's out.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, Mixon's amazing. And I don't like Mixon. And I've been getting a lot of crap for it because the one time I said it, he had a career game. Okay, fine. His average points per game is 11.8. So if he's so good, then Giovanni Bernard should not be able to get that far. He should not be able to get his average. He's so much better than Bernard. Then Bernard should be below 11.8.
He'll probably get above.
So I'm not saying he's going to do it, but we'll see. We'll see how good Mixon is compared to Giovanni Bernard, who makes a quarter of his salary, who nobody wants to give a chance.
I mean, this game, I'll take him getting over 11 in PPR.
Against the Browns?
Yeah. He's the only guy back there. Even when Mixon's healthy, he still gets about 4 to 5 catches a game.
They're
Now
fourth-
he's getting all
They're
of it.
the
I'll take him.
fourth
I'll take
best
the over.
defense in stopping the run. Fourth.
What about receiving backs?
I'm just saying, Mixon, Bernard. This is a good defense. There's no excuses. Bernard, he should have a bad game because Mixon probably would have. That's why he's hurt. He's going to be like, I don't want to play that game. I can see this being kind of a shootout because the Browns are a better team and the Bengals just want to throw the ball all over the place. But I don't know. I like most people in this game. I'm not saying everybody's going to have a good game, but I can envision a person in any position on either team having a good game. I don't know who's going to get it. I think there's going to be points in this game. I have the Browns 34, Bengals 28.
I think it's going to be a tight game myself. I got Browns 24-20.
Yeah,
I think it's actually going to be a pretty good game.
it should be a good game. I got the Browns 31-21.
Now, is that because we're low on the Browns again? Or we just really like this Bengals
I
team?
think the Steelers were just good, and the Browns aren't ready to contend with them. But they're still a good team, I think. They're top middle.
The Browns, when it comes to the end of the season, the Browns are going to be in the wild card discussion. It's just, I think they're just going to be on the outside looking in, just missing it this year.
Yeah.
And the Bengals, I mean, we talked about before, they're on the rise.
It's a tough division for them to come out of.
It is.
Yeah. My source inside the Browns hasn't quite gotten what I needed him to get at this point. So we'll see. They should easily handle the Bengals. Easily. So we all think it's going to be kind of tight. It is a division game. It might be a little biased because I just like the Bengals. I'm rooting for them.
They already played this year.
I think the Browns, we haven't got an accurate reading. We had them down here a little, then we've moved them up a little too far and coming down a little. We're close. But the Browns, at least I am, having some kind of trust issue with their ability to continue to play at this certain level because it's a little inconsistent.
Yeah.
I think they could be a top 12, top 10 team in the NFL.
If they're able to play consistently, yeah.
Right now, I have them just right outside that. They should easily take care of the Bengals if that's what they are.
And we were high on them going into that Steelers game. And then all of a sudden,
How'd that go? Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
all
That
over
explains
us.
it.
The Browns became Browns.
Well, when they played earlier this year, it was 30-35 Browns. So it was within 5.
Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to say it. The Redskins. Until they come up with a name, that's what they are. Because they don't have a name right now. It's a placeholder.
What are you talking about? It's the football team.
It's a
No.
placeholder name.
It's the WTF.
Arbitrary
WTF, whatever.
Washington football team.
How much merchandise do you think they're selling?
Oh, I don't even care.
Probably not enough to keep their store open.
I don't care. But in this game, McLaurin better have a good game. He better have a good game.
Oh, with that secondary?
Because that secondary is bad. McLaurin's too good. I understand they're having quarterback issues, but I've been telling everybody it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Well, now he needs to put up or I need to shut up. One of the two. Because I still think McLaurin's elite, and this is a perfect opportunity to be that. So if he's not that in this game, I'm worried about his future this year in fantasy.
I'm worried about the Cowboys altogether. Not just that secondary. I was high on Dalton. I was praising Dalton. I'm eating crow because he looked awful last week.
He was rusty. He was rusty. I think he'll be okay.
That line looks rough.
I think he'll be
That
okay.
offensive line has been terrible. I mean, Zeke had 2 fumbles himself,
Yeah.
which is rare for Zeke. Because
I think he's only fumbled once.
in his previous 4 years, I think he's only got like 5 fumbles total in his career before last week. So it is rare. And he's got to get out of his own head. I believe Zeke's just got his own mental thing going on. He's got to stop. Dalton, hopefully that's all it is. It's just rust.
If he has another bad game, they have to trade for Sam Darnold.
Keep having a bad season, get an early draft pick, hopefully pick up an offensive lineman in the draft, first round.
Well, I think it's the injuries more than them not having the people available.
Yeah.
The Cowboys have, I believe, 2 offensive linemen that are out. One was
they've
a
got
pro.
They had 2 in that game.
Yeah, they've got 3 or 4 out. Frederick retired at the beginning of the season.
Oh, that's right.
And that was kind of out of the blue. They couldn't fill his spot. So, I mean, they did lose a lot of the.
You guys
Pro
lost
Bowlers.
your tackle.
Yeah.
Pro Bowl tackle. Was it your left? I can't remember his name.
Left tackle. We lost 2 left tackles, as a matter of fact.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think necessarily you need more linemen. I think you just need to be healthy. Your secondary is going to be bad as long as the defensive coordinator is there.
Yeah, he switched it from the 4-3 to the 3-4, and they just can't seem to.
It doesn't matter. It's a base
They can't keep
coverage. It's a base coverage over 2. And
That's their excuse. That's what the excuse they're using. They're not used to playing the 3-4. So they're all confused.
It's not even that they're confused. The players have no chance. This was beaten in 1999. You have to trick teams into, they're in a base 3-4. You can't just be in base 3 and just stay that way the whole game. They very rarely do anything exotic. They line up exactly where they're at, and then they basically say, "This is what I'm doing," and that's what they do. Mm-hmm. So if you want a quarterback to beat that defense, everyone can do it. It's a good balanced defense. It's just outdated. It's outdated. Why is Rex Ryan? Why is all the people from that lineage from the Bears? Why is that successful? Because they're all set to confuse the offense. You know, they were the first team to do in and out. You have 2 corners line right up on the wide receivers, and this guy will have the first in breaking route. This guy will have the first out breaking route. Whether it's this guy or this guy. So like, okay, they're in man coverage, and then they see this guy go this way, and he's like, oh no, it's zone, but it's really still man coverage. It's little things like that to confuse the offense. The Cowboys don't do any of that.
No.
This is what I'm doing. And then they do it. It's silly. I think this game's going to be closer than it should be. The Cowboys should win this game. The fact that the Cowboys are even on the line of a 1-5 team that doesn't know who their quarterback is sad.
It's pathetic, is what it is.
Sums up that division.
Pretty much. It's somebody's going to win this division at 5-11. It's gonna be. That's the possibility if you look at it. I mean, because the division, it looks like they're all going to beat up on each other. And outside the division, none of them can win anything.
Yeah, and that's why it's hard for the Cowboys to trade for Sam, because even if you win the division and go to the playoffs, do you really think you're going to go all the way?
No.
I mean, if you're 5-11.
Not for some reason when you hit the playoffs, that defense. Oh, now we know how to do this. No.
Yeah.
As long as Mike Nolan's the defensive coordinator, the Cowboys don't have a chance.
I have the Cowboys winning it 28-24.
Yeah, I have them winning 24-21.
I was on the fence at first. I actually picked Washington to win this game. Then I bettered myself. I got Cowboys 24-17.
Are you guys just going to follow my footsteps since I'm killing it? Is that what's going on here?
Hey, mind your business.
Not doing bad.
Green Bay Packers and the Houston Texans.
Offense.
Yeah, Packers defense isn't bad.
No, but Houston offense has been coming alive ever since they got rid of Bill O'Brien. Really liking Cooks. They've really started to target him and put him into the game a lot.
Yeah, the offensive passings look good.
Yeah.
The rushing, I'm still not sold on David Johnson.
No.
But yeah, that passing game, I mean,
and
Fuller alone
he's consistent.
Been rocketing up.
David Johnson's a solid running back too all year. He's not better than that.
No.
He's not much worse than that.
He could be.
He's not super consistent either. He's not the best person to have on your team, but he's good enough to where it's not killing you if you got him. I really thought he would do better.
Yeah, I think a lot of people did.
I don't even know. Running back 2, maybe. I mean, he's only averaging 12.8 a week, fantasy point wise.
That's better than Mixon, and Mixon's a god.
That is not better than Mixon.
Mixon's 11.8. I just talked about it when we did the Bengals.
I know you talked about it. That didn't mean I was listening.
I think Aaron Jones might not do well in this game.
He's a little banged up.
Yeah, well, 3 reasons why. He's playing hurt. They could replace him.
They could.
If they're winning by a decent amount, why play your main guy hurt? So maybe he gets a good first quarter and then they pull him. They're like, hey, we're up. So that's a possibility. And lastly, maybe he just hurts himself. He could re-injure.
Yeah.
So I don't like Aaron Jones this week. If you have him, I mean, it's kind of hard to not play him. You got to play him.
Yeah.
But I'd be wearisome.
Especially against his run defense on the
Yeah,
Texans.
Texas run defense ranked last
Yeah.
in the league. And
I don't know.
I mean, even if you don't run Jones, they're gonna run the ball.
Yeah. Dylan, every time he takes the field, he looks good. He's just so limited in every carry he has.
Yeah, but this is a matchup where you want a guy who's fast.
He's not slow.
He his little waddle gets him slowing down a little.
2, 4,
Little
5,
waddle?
I believe.
His little waddle.
He's not
Little
slow.
waddle, little good, but they don't fall down. Do you think Dylan's enough though? Maybe pick him up off your waiver wire, throw him on your flex. If you're worried about Jones so bad, if Jones gets injured again,
If I
maybe take a chance with him.
If I had both of these players, this is how I would do it. If I'm looking at his team and I'm looking at my team and it's a close game, that's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. You have to go with Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're way behind in this game, I think you have to go with Aaron Jones because you need the upside. But I don't know, man. I think if you're way ahead, you could probably be safe and go with Dylan because I think Dylan's got a safer floor. Because even if Jones plays the whole game, I think Dylan's going to get in.
Yeah, he'll get in. It's just how much? Is it going to be 2
That's
carries?
the question.
Is it going to be 10?
If you need a massive upside, I think you have to stick with Aaron Jones. Hope for the best.
Yeah. You can't take him out of this
that's where my
matchup.
curiosity. If Jones is favoring an injury, are they even going to play him that much?
Yeah, if it's really close,
I mean, it is the calf, so
Yeah.
they might play it a little safe. I think they will. Green Bay tends to a little bit, I think.
yeah, but you can play through a calf.
Yeah,
that-
but
they
if
just don't-
he re-injures his calf, he's done.
Yeah, if he
you really
re-injures
want
it, it's
that?
done.
The way he's playing this year, this team kind of needs him.
And when you got Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback, you really don't need to lean on Jones. And Rodgers having that bad week last week, he's going to come out and make a point this week.
I don't know. Regardless, I think the Texans can keep pace. Maybe not 1 for 1, but keep them close enough to where the Packers keep going.
Mm-hmm.
So
I believe it will be.
This is probably my second favorite game to just stack players.
This is going to be a good one.
I have it Packers 28, Texans 24, and that puts the Texans not covering, but I don't think they do.
Oh, yeah. I'm with you. I got the Packers 31-24. I don't think they cover.
See, I think the Texans do cover. It might be garbage time at the end, but I got 27-24.
The Detroit Lions against the Atlanta Falcons. Lions are getting 2. Jones comes back and they become the favorite in this game.
Yeah. Look at how he played. That was a great week I never expected him to do that.
He was kicking back, waiting for Quinn to go bye-bye, and now look.
I thought it'd be more of a decoy that game.
Let's kick it back into gear now.
Yeah. Now, I believe in Julio more than I do AJ Green. This got brought up last week a little bit because they were similar, and I was kind of worried. But what I see is AJ Green move into the slot and kind of become what Larry Fitzgerald was last year. So he can get a little bit more life, but that's basically a big flag saying this is the end of AJ Green. Julio didn't do that.
No.
Julio did Julio things.
Mm-hmm.
So I still don't trust him to be consistent, but I think he can have games like that. And this is probably another one. This is my favorite game of the week.
I think as long as Julio is healthy, you can't bench him on your fantasy no more.
No, absolutely not.
You got to start him the rest of the season now.
Yeah,
as long as he's not injured, you're playing him.
Yep, you got to play him.
Yeah, I mean, if you picked him that high, you have to play him.
Right.
this is a DFS gold mine. I think you could pick a lot of players in this game. I don't necessarily like one person more than another, except for I think the running backs in this game, nobody's going to pick. Like in DFS, like they're looking at Julio and Galladay and Stafford and Matt, but nobody's really like, oh man, those running backs.
Yeah,
I think they both have a good game.
Gurley and Swift both.
I like Gurley.
Swift came on pretty good last week. I like the way.
But does he continue?
Both of these defenses.
I'm thinking he is. I think the Lions just slowly brought him
No,
in.
the Atlanta's a little better against the run, but that's because they just let up so many points. You throw a pass, it's going all the way.
Right, and well, the Lions are a little better against the pass, but no one's afraid to start in the Falcons.
There's so many.
That's what I'm saying. I think literally most players in this game you could start. I'd feel good with Hawkinson. I feel good with Hurst.
I just
I feel
wouldn't
good
want
with
to
Ridley.
pick that
I feel
Lions
good with-
backfield.
Except Marvin Jones. Nobody wants to start him.
Yeah, I wouldn't start him.
He looks
Don't start
old.
him. But
Yeah.
he looks like he aged a lot.
Yeah, he does.
but Galladay, I'd start him.
I think Amendola. I think he looks fine.
More
I think
so than
Amendola
Jones,
is going to do better.
Yeah.
He'll do better than Jones this week. He'll be.
I think
easy
Swift,
number 2.
Swift, Hawkinson. I think Stafford's. I'm going to go as far as saying he's probably a quarterback 6 or better.
I can see him top 5.
I can see him having 300 plus yards, 2 touchdowns at least.
Yeah, I could see. Yeah, at least 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, because the Falcons' defensive passing is atrocious. So you can have a field day with that.
This is going to be a good game.
believe
Big
it's gonna
game
be.
for me.
Yeah.
I have the Lions winning. I'm giving the points back. I don't need the 2 points. They win straight up 31-28.
Mm,
I don't see the Lions win this one. I think it's Falcons 35-28. I'll take them to cover.
I got the Falcons covering as well, 31-27.
What are they cover? Oh, they're covering
The 2.
because I still can't see why they're favored.
The last 2 weeks since Quinn.
The Lions have 2 wins. I understand that. But they also have 2 losses they should have won. They could very easily be 4-1.
Yeah.
The Falcons
And is Patricia playing
have
for his job
5
in this week?
The Falcons have 5 losses, which they were way behind it, except for 1. 1 they were pretty close.
Now remember though, the Falcons lost 2 or 3 games, I believe, this year when leading at 16 points or more.
Yeah.
The Lions
One of
did
them
that.
They're not giving those games away now.
Lions did that
The
too.
Falcons are better than what everybody's thinking they are.
Their passing is good.
Mm-hmm.
They're-
That's the highlight.
Yeah. I'll stay out on my own there. It's fine. Steelers, Titans.
Oh my God, I can't wait to see this game.
This is the game of the week.
This should have been primetime.
Whoever-
Flexed.
Now, I had both of these guys a little higher than on our consensus ranking when we did our power rankings. So this is going to be my determining factor. Whoever wins this game is my 1. They take the 1 spot. They're I
Really?
believe they're the only 2 that are undefeated in the league.
Over the Seahawks and Packers?
Yeah.
Seahawks are undefeated as well.
Yeah, but their defense is not nearly as good as either one of these defenses.
No, but I think that'll
True.
get better. It usually does every year.
It usually does. But at this moment, the winner of this game. Now, if it's an absolute shootout back and forth and it's, 21-23 or something, then maybe I can see myself putting the numbers in and then it coming out where the Seahawks are number 1. I could see that. Maybe even Seahawks, Chiefs, because I think the Seahawks did jump the Chiefs in the power rankings.
Yeah.
But if someone just blows this game out of the water, I think they have to be the number 1 overall team in the league.
if they get blown out, then I can't really argue with that. Yeah.
Like if the Steelers win 21-0, I think it's hands down. They're the best team in the NFL.
I don't see that happening. But
I don't see it happening either. I'm just saying. So Claypool and Deontay both are on the field at the same time.
Finally.
Now, this has happened early in the season. This is before Claypool really got opportunities and such. So I'm curious to see how that happened. Now, in my head, I have no data to back this up, but in my head, I can see how they help each other because they're so completely opposite. that by having them on the field at the same time, I can see both of them doing better. Now, Deontay's the wide receiver you want. If you have one guy, he's just getting so much volume.
Does he automatically become the one?
Who?
Deontay?
Deontay's always been the one.
Well, I mean, after coming back after what happened.
Oh, I think he's okay. I think he's healthy. I think they were safe with him. I don't think he's risked to being injured
Well, not necessarily being injured, but with Claypool there.
I'll say Claypool has been
He's made an argument.
amazing.
Yeah, but he's not.
can't-
He's not ready to be a number one, and no one's going to treat him that way. Especially since Deontay was so good the first 3 weeks of the season.
But
He's
who are we
the
no
number
longer talking about as the number one?
I'm
Where's
talking.
Juju going?
Exactly. I wanted to
Juju's
talk
going
about
off the team.
that.
If they
They're
don't,
not even using him,
if
really.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If they don't trade him by the deadline, then he's going to split with Washington in the slot.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I think Claypool, my boy Claypool, has just came on so fast. I was super high on Claypool. Super
It was
high on
early.
Claypool.
Yeah.
I didn't think this would happen as quickly as it did. That's why I said Juju's going to be the number one, because whoever's on the outside of the Steelers are going to be good. And I'm looking at Deontay and Juju, and I'm like, I'd rather have Juju. So it was easy for me to say he's going to be the number one. Well, Deontay was better than Juju, and then Juju lost his job to Claypool because Claypool's amazing.
On the outside, yeah.
So
Yep.
I'm probably going to lose that on the board, and I deservedly so, because I took what was safe instead of going with my heart, which was Claypool.
Welcome to 2020.
So,
It's pretty much how it's going. Yeah. I mean,
so I'm okay with losing that if Claypool's the reason.
but like you said, nobody expected Claypool to freaking.
Yeah,
I
that's
did.
true.
Dude, not this early.
Not this early. I didn't expect him to come out and have like
Next year, I could have seen this,
6
but-
touchdowns in 6 weeks.
I mean,
Like, I didn't expect that. No. So, but I can see those two helping each other. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm really curious on how that works. Titans have a good defense. They're primarily a zone over, which isn't the way the Steelers like to attack you. They like to get you man on man because Deontay is really elusive and Claypool's really big. But if they're in zones, I don't think you're going to have those consistency measurements, but you could get one of the big plays. So I'm really thinking Claypool might get a bomb here. He might get one of those 80-yard touchdowns like he had week 2.
You could.
You're
You know?
talking about the Steelers. The Titans are no joke either.
Oh, I like the Titans.
Tannehill fits that system perfectly.
He does. Yeah,
That was the best thing he could have done was get out of Miami and go there.
Tannehill was good, and I said it for so long, and then I was like, maybe he's not, and it was Adam Gase.
it was Adam
It was
Gase.
Adam
I
Gase.
forgot all about him, and then he goes, and I didn't think anything of
We
it.
just start calling him the Crypt Keeper because he kills whoever's team he's on.
Adam Gase is atrocious. I have no idea how he has a job.
He's got a plan.
Yeah, this is gonna be a tough game. This is the game I want to watch. I want to watch. This is gonna be good. This is a
awesome.
playoff game.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a back and forth game the whole time.
Yeah.
I think the Steelers win 28-26. They're considered the underdog in this game, and they're only getting 1.5 points.
That's because they're at Tennessee.
So this is the third game I've taken the underdog to not only forget the points and win straight up, but I did it 3 times out of 4 games.
I'm with you on it. I got Steelers 34-31 over the Titans.
I'm the one. I'm the odd man out. I got Titans 27-24. I think the Titans can beat the Steelers, and this is the 3rd straight home game for the Titans. So I think that helps them a little bit too, because they're pretty well comfortable in what they're doing. They're just going to keep on going with it.
Oh, I believe this game can go either way.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be close.
too.
Yeah.
I really do too. I want to change mine on the spot.
Oh, here we go.
I'm gonna change mine on the spot.
Jump on bandwagons much?
Come on.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it's still going to have the Steelers to win, and they're the underdog. I wanted to get inside that 2 points, but I think if I was going to bet this game, I probably wouldn't bet it.
No, I wouldn't bet it.
I
wouldn't actually put money on it. I have to pick all these games. I think the Steelers win this 28-26. Seattle at Cardinals.
I think this is going to be a little bit better of a game than what you think it's going to be because you haven't liked the Cardinals at all.
I like the Cardinals.
You've been dogging them all year.
Yeah.
Cardinals aren't good. Cardinals can't beat nobody.
Oh, my goodness. No, I said that their offense. All right.
All right. Thank you.
All right. I've been hard on the Cardinals. I have been hard on the Cardinals. Last year, I put money on them to go to the playoffs. And that was silly.
Truth comes out.
Oh, I did.
Is that why you hate them so much? Because they burnt you?
I think they were, last year, I thought they were better than everybody else said. Everybody else was like, oh, no, the Cardinals are the worst team in the NFL. And I believed in the Cardinals. This year, everybody's like, the Cardinals are Super Bowl winners. And I'm trying to bring everything down. Everybody is too emotional. They're like, oh, they're terrible. Oh, they're amazing. And I'm like, no, they're not. No, I'm just trying to keep everybody in line. The Cardinals are 4-2. Okay, fine. That's their record. Do I think they're that good? They should be in that level? No, I don't. I think they're closer to a 3-3 team. I like I said, the Panthers, which are a 3-3 team, beat the Cardinals. And the Panthers are a better team. The record might not show it. I like the Cardinals, but you can't tell me they're going to beat the Seahawks. You can't tell me anything of this nature.
No, we wasn't saying that.
Okay, well,
the Cardinals will be in the playoff conversation at the end of the year.
Then I'm not hard on the Cardinals.
The Cardinals could be a playoff team. Though.
I'm not the one who put on the board Kyler Murray will not be a top 10 quarterback. That was
hard.
You.
That's hard.
Yeah.
So if Hopkins is not playing in this game, and they should be getting more than 3.5. There is no way the Cardinals can cover this spread. I understand the Cardinals have a good offense, and the Seahawks defense isn't that good on paper, but I don't know. I will say this, though. This is another Lockett game. It's another Lockett game.
You keep coming up with this Lockett game stuff. I don't know where you're getting this. It's a Metcalf game.
You say that on every game, and I say
it's consistent.
I said it's the Lockett game every game. No, okay. Look up the stats for Lockett and DK. I think they're both good. I think they're both wide receiver ones. This is a long argument that we have. You have it on the board. Mm-hmm. But the Cardinals have good safeties over the top.
Now, Lockett has more catches than Metcalf.
Okay.
30-22. Lockett's got 342 yards, 4 touchdowns. Metcalf, 496 yards, 5 touchdowns.
Right. How many of those were bombs from playing man-covered defenses like the Carolina Panthers? Most of them. They've only played one primarily zone over-the-top safety defense, and DK did nothing. The Cardinals are that.
But when I say DK over Lockett,
I know.
DK is averaging 19.9. Lockett's averaging 17.6.
Okay, I'm just saying this game, Lockett or DK could have another bomb. I'm just saying you're relying on this one play every game, and I'm saying this is the hardest time for him to do it. Last week, the week before that, he had an opportunity. I don't see it in this game. Not that the Cardinals' passing defense is amazing.
I take Metcalf.
You guys are going to see? I bet you Lockett has a better game than Metcalf this game.
I think they both have good games, but I think Metcalf's better.
Metcalf's going to be better.
Lockett's better. Well, give me a ratio. You're calling me out. You want me on the board?
Ratio. Straight up, who's better?
You want me on the board? Is that what you're getting at?
Lockett
Who has better fantasy points? Metcalf. Period.
In this game.
In this game.
Metcalf outscores Lockett.
All right.
Okay.
Put it on the board. That is a petty bet you put on the board because we're just splitting hairs now. One guy's going to have
said it was close.
One guy's going to have 22 points and the other guy's going to have 21 points. This board is supposed to be reserved for outlandish things.
You wanted to put it up. It's going to be funny next week when Metcalf wins.
I'm just all right. Well, I have the Seahawks 31, the Cardinals 26.
It's a terrible score.
What do you got?
I got 38-31. Your score just sounds awful.
I got the Seahawks winning the 2, but I got them 24-20.
All right.
But even with that loss, the Cardinals are still going to be a playoff team.
You have the way over and you have the way under, and I have the middle.
Mm-hmm. I just don't like the score.
So
Yeah.
I'm probably going to be the most accurate on the over under here. Chiefs Broncos.
Ugh. That's all I can say about this game is just ugh.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a good game.
Ooh, the Broncos line went down to 7.5.
It did.
When I did this, I had the Broncos to cover
Mm.
originally.
Now what changed?
It changed a lot.
It did change a lot.
What caused that change?
Them being the Patriots and Drew Lock playing. Hamler's coming back. He's in this one.
Yeah, but beating the Patriots is not beating the Chiefs. He's not going to beat Mahomes.
I thought I was
but the
gonna-
way the Patriots played.
I thought I was being
close.
I thought I was being ballsy in this game. But now it's like, oh, I'm just with you guys now, way outside. I think the Denver's a good team. I said that last week. I said they're way better than we think they are. You know, especially in the power rankings. I mean, they're definitely not going to cover that little amount. They're not going to win the game, but I think this is a game.
Well, the one thing our viewers are learning, if I call out a player and say that he's no good, he will blow it up on Sunday.
I did that too.
Yeah.
The one
Remember
time
how
I
hard
said
I was- yeah.
Mixon was terrible and Mixon had his career game.
How hard I was on Edwards-Helaire last week. What does he do? He's like, oh, yeah,
Well,
Joe, I got your
come
ass.
forward.
Boom.
Yeah, well, if anything, I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire has one of his biggest games this game, and I'll give you 3 reasons why. Number one, it's set up pretty good. It's set up pretty good for him to have a good game. Number two, Le'Veon Bell joined the team. He's not in this game.
He's not.
I heard he wasn't supposed to be. If he does play, it's very minimal. So he's going to try to make everything this game. Effort goes a long way in the NFL, and you're not going to see more effort out of Clyde other than week 1.
Well,
That's the type of player you're going to get.
He doesn't want to split that time with Bell. He wants
No,
to
he
prove he's a man.
Yeah.
He wants to say, he wants to show everything.
Yeah.
So I can see Clyde getting like 150 all-purpose yards.
I can't even argue that. I mean, the Broncos, though. I mean, if it was a better defensive team, a better team altogether, I would say no. But against the Broncos, I can't argue that fact.
Yeah. As long as Bell isn't playing, yeah.
Yeah, I think Clyde has a big game.
Mm-hmm.
I think KC does what KC does in the passing game. I think Clyde has a little better game than normal. Maybe something like last week.
Because the Broncos just got too many holes. That's why.
Yeah, the refs just need to stop taking away his touchdowns. Come on.
I think the Broncos keep pace. I have this game 34-20, Kansas City.
Mm.
I got the Chiefs 28-17.
Oh, you guys are being nice to them. Chiefs blow them out 37-17.
Chiefs haven't looked good the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, but the Broncos, like I said, too many injuries, too many holes.
Jaguars, Chargers. I don't know what to do with this game.
Not watch it, hopefully.
No, I think it's going to be a good
It'll be a
game.
decent game.
I don't know what to do with it because I don't know how you give 7.5 points to either one of these teams.
Yeah.
They're
I think you have to take the Jaguars for that.
just because of the points.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot of
But
points.
the Jags are so up and down. You never know what you're getting out of them 1 week to the next.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's been a while since they showed up, so hey, maybe this is the time.
I don't know. Herbert's playing pretty good.
He is.
Man, I'm really loving that kid.
Jackson, he's the guy back there.
yeah, I mean, you guys know my point of view on the Chargers. I bring it up every week. So I think Chark, Robinson, both do well. I think Jackson is running back 2 this week. Low end, but he's a running back 2.
Mhm.
It's flex play.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, he pretty much took over the role. I don't know. I think this is an easy game to bet because Jackson's getting 7.5.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I don't think it's enough.
You think the Chargers are going to win by that much?
I don't have no faith in Jacksonville.
I think this is an easy game to bet because they're giving Jacksonville 7.5. I think that's too much. I think the Chargers are going to win, but 7.5 is a lot of points.
Yeah.
I don't think the Jaguars are dumpster fire.
Mm-mm.
No, I don't think they're that bad. But again, too inconsistent. I would never put money on the game. I can't bet the game.
I'd be comfortable with this.
Minshew. It's not so much Chark, it's Minshew.
Minshew's been fine.
He's been, but I don't think he's the guy.
The whole team's been.
That sounds like it stung a little bit.
I feel confident taking the Jaguars to cover this spread.
I would take them.
I mean, I think they lose, but I don't think they lose by more than a touchdown.
Oh.
I can see them losing by a touchdown.
Yeah, that's what I have.
I have the Chargers winning 26-20.
Yeah, I have them 28-21 Chargers.
I'm fairly confident in this.
Yeah, see, I don't have Jacksonville covering the spread. Chargers 27-17.
San Francisco 49ers against the New England Patriots.
Disappointing week last week. Disappointing. Guy Cam back just played bad.
It's Cam. Let's be honest. Even when he was in Carolina, he wasn't great.
Hot and cold.
Yeah, and so that's just Cam. I mean, 1 week to the next. You don't know what you're going to get out of him either. So I wouldn't be sold on him.
Any running back for the 49ers is good. It has nothing to do with skill and everything to do with design.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think they're fine. So Belichick pretty much designs a defense to take away your best weapon, whether it's a wide receiver, a tight end, a running back, whatever. The best weapon on the 49ers is Kittle.
Yeah, George Kittle.
I don't think the Patriots take off Kittle. I think they understand this running game because they are a running game.
Well, that's been the best part of our defense this year is our run stopping.
And I've said this for 2 weeks now, and anybody who watches the 49ers will understand their entire game is run heavy to one side and then either run, come back, or just have the quarterback turn around and throw to the backside. And they're just playing this game of way outsides. And everybody either over pursues to block it and then get burned on the back, or they don't pursue enough and they get 4 yards. 4 yards, 4 yards, 4 yards, 4, and then just start moving down the field. So I think that design is really working. So the Patriots do everything to stop that run, and Kittle probably has a pretty good game this game.
They might let him have a day, yeah.
And the bad news for Cam and the Patriots, that 49ers defense is getting healthy again. They're starting to look like that team that went to the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah, they still have some players out for the year, but yeah, you guys know my rant on the 49ers. I think they could be a playoff team. I just don't know if they can get there with all the injuries they keep happening, but I think they have the ability to do it. They have the ability to win this game.
Oh yeah, they do.
I originally picked them to win this game, but I already have so many underdog picks. I was like, well, strictly strategic move, I will say on this one. I did the 49ers to get 23, the Patriots to get 24. That way I have a chance on both sides. Because 49ers to cover.
You made a safe pick.
I think the Niners win this game, personally. If I was to bet this, I wouldn't take the points. I would take it straight up, and I would just take a shot on the 49ers. I don't feel amazing about it. I wouldn't put it a part of a parlay because I'm not that confident in it. But it's going to pay. It's going to pay a decent amount to pick straight up, and I think they could win straight up. This is a good bet for me. I wouldn't say go put your house on it, but I like the Niners to win the Patriots. Strategically, I chose the Patriots to win by 1.
I got the 49ers winning straight up 24-20. I just think the defense holds the Patriots down enough.
Yeah, I got the Patriots 24-17. I think our offense gets a little bit going this week, a little better.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the LA Raiders.
The what Raiders?
Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders are getting 4.5. The biggest problem with the Buccaneers all year, the number one biggest issue they've had was the middle of their defensive line. They traded for McClendon. It's a good nose tackle. He's going to plug up the middle of that defensive line. Is he elite Aaron Donald? No. But he's been a top 10 nose tackle for the last 3 years in a row. He's a solid player.
Mm-hmm.
They addressed their biggest hole. So the only thing I really have to say about this game is Gruden is 4-1 against Todd Bowles. So he knows how to beat Todd Bowles' defense. I know this personally. I'm a Jets fan. Todd Bowles was the head coach of the Jets. I like the Raiders to win outright. This is a game I'd feel confident in. If you were part of the Patreon, which you could get into the Discord, I actually have a parlay. I don't do that every week. This is a good week for it. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I mean, Gruden facing his old team that he took to the Super Bowl, just that there is intriguing.
Yeah, I don't know. And I will say this because someone's going to bring it up. Antonio Brown in Tampa Bay. That is irrelevant.
Brady wanted him there.
Okay.
This is all to cure Brady.
He's there to show, teach, and provide the criteria of how to work.
Oh, you think so?
He's
you don't
worker.
Think 4 weeks into it, he's not getting the ball like Godwin or Evans is? He doesn't start crying and, I need the ball or I'm going to walk away from this team too because I'm a dumbass. Yeah, that's my Antonio Brown impersonation. What he did to the Raiders was fucking wrong.
Well, first of all, he was signed to the practice squad. That's temporary. Everybody forgets this.
That's temporary.
I understand that's temporary. He will get put on the active roster eventually.
That's just for him to
He will get on the field. I'm saying fantasy relevant. He is fantasy irrelevant.
Like AJ Green?
Yeah. That's a perfect that's a perfect correlation.
Like. You think he's going to be like that?
I think he'll be just like that. He'll have a game or two where he can be okay to start. You'll never be able to pick the right one.
Mm-hmm.
But Antonio Brown being...
Or the swing could go the other way. Once Brown is brought up to the full roster, that could be bad news for Evans and Godwin. If Brady wanted him there so bad, Brady might favor him a little bit.
Yeah, I think he's definitely going to play.
Yeah, like Gronk?
More so than Gronk.
Like Gronk, everybody was like, oh,
maybe
Brady
that's why they got him, because they don't have a tight end now.
Gronk's going to be the best tight end in the league. Who was the only one to say he was trash? Now, he's not trash. He's actually doing way better.
I would say
way better than I thought. But what I'm saying is everyone's way out here. I gotta pull them back in. Antonio Brown.
Because you're the anchor of that boat.
Antonio Brown is going to be a terrible asset you put on your fantasy team because he's going to be someone that you try to start and then he doesn't do anything and then you don't start him and he's good and
he's not someone I'm going after, but if I have him on my team, then I'd be happy.
I wouldn't want him at all. Now in real life, I think he helps the Buccaneers a lot. But he's not a fantasy asset. He's not someone I would want.
But I think he also ruins Evans and Godwin's fantasy.
He would have to be relevant to ruin that.
He probably will.
He's going to affect somebody because he's going to be on the field.
Because when Brady was in New England, he threw the ball around. He made guys that nobody's ever heard of relevant.
Yeah, he threw because they were young and fast.
No. He wanted Brown there for a reason.
If you remember back when the Patriots were just going to the Super Bowl all the time, just, what did they do? What did they do? They had a big name that never really got anything. That's what they're going to do here. If anything, this makes them better. Godwin and Evans.
Where's he playing? On the outside?
That's what I'm hoping.
Or the slot?
I think he can play anything, and they're just going to use him as bait.
That's what I'm hoping.
I think they're going to decoy. They're going to use him as bait, until no one respects it, and then they're going to give him the ball, and they're going to make him pay for not saying, "Hey, this is Antonio Brown." So he's going to have those games where he's good. They're just not going to be consistent because for the most part, he's going to be bait. He's not going to play like 90% of snaps, right? He's going to play, I'm projecting probably 65 to 70% of the snaps. He's not going to be in very much. But when he's in, it's going to be primarily bait. He'll have a game 2, maybe 3
And
by the end of the year, and that's it.
And that's where he's not going to be happy. That's where you're going to start.
I think
because he wants the playoffs.
No, he wants on a team to become relevant so he can get a contract because nobody was going to sign him. So him being on this team, whether he plays or not, he's getting money that he never would have gotten. He's happy to be there to do one thing and one thing only. Show these young guys how to prepare because he's a hard worker. He's good for the locker room just in preparation. That's why they brought him in. Now, they'll put him on the field. If he does a good thing here or there, of course. But he's going to be the most utilized in the playoffs. That's when they're going to use him the most.
I got a headache from one comment you made that he's good in the locker room. He's a freaking head case.
Yes. But his ability to get his body ready and to put time in and to work, that's contagious. If you are a young player and Antonio Brown is already working out when you show up to work, what's the first thing you think? That guy's good. He's here working harder than me. Right? It's contagious. His effort on the practice field, in the training room, that effort, people see that and they emulate that because that's what he's doing and he's good. He might be a nutcase. Most people will understand that.
Oh, he's a good receiver and he does have work ethic.
And most people also understand that he's a good receiver and they'll see why he's a good receiver.
But he wants the ball because he wants a bigger contract. He wants to prove he can still belong in this league.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Well, we'll wait and see.
I'm not saying he's going to teach them morals. I'm just saying he's going to show them what it takes to be a good wide receiver. And all head coaches want a player like that in the locker room. People say, why is Frank Gore there? This is why. Why did Gruden bring him in? That's why. Right? It's a good person to have so your team can watch. But I wouldn't want him on a fantasy team. I think it's not, he's there for a completely different reason. Yeah. I think he will be used in the playoffs because that's when players like that shine.
Yeah.
And he's not going to be overused in the season. He'll be used in the playoffs. I have Raiders 28-26. I don't know if I said that already. I went off on a tangent.
I got the Buccaneers 31-24. I'll take them to cover.
Yeah, you're the one with the Bucs. I got the Raiders 24-21.
Yeah, the way they played last week against the Packers, I don't think the Raiders are better than the Packers.
Wow. So I've only picked two favorites. On all of them. I picked the underdog, which is, if I did a parlay and hit that would be like 12-1.
Do it.
Bears, Rams, Monday night. This gives me a headache every time I go over this game. This game I spent the most time on trying to dissect.
Good luck.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Rams offense struggling. They're going against a good defense. All the metrics shows is going to be a defensive match.
Yeah, that's it. Both teams got a good defense.
Like, I can't see it being what my algorithm came out to, which is a low scoring game. So I'm like, okay, and I'm trying to do this, and I'm trying to take the information that I get, and then I'm trying to put it into real world, because you can't just take the computer simulation either. Even though it's mine, it's not perfect. Otherwise, I'd be a millionaire. So I really don't know. This game gives me a headache. I'm getting a headache just thinking about the things I was thinking about when I was doing this game.
Yeah,
I think
and they're giving the Bears 6.
I think I was high on the Rams compared to you two in our power ranking video. So if they can win this game, I think I'm justified with where they should be in the overall power rankings. If they can win this game. Now, they don't have to do it pretty. They don't have to do it ugly. They have to win the game, because that's kind of what they've been doing. They've been doing just enough to win the game.
They need to do more than just enough, though.
The whole game plan is to just end the game with more points.
I'm
right?
not sure
That's
if we
how
could
they
do
that's
this on
how
the
they
Bears.
plan it.
As much as I don't think the Bears can win.
And I've been kind of hard on the Rams because they haven't. The 4 wins were against losing teams. They haven't beaten anybody of relevance. This game should be different. This game should change my mind a little bit about the Rams. It's just hard for me to
I think
still be sold on. But I'm hard on the Bears too, though.
Yeah, I'm not trusting that 5-1. I don't think that's them.
I think the Bears have a good defense. It's a low. I don't know. I guess the one player I can feel most confident in to get points in this game, since all the metrics say it's going to be a low scoring game,
Who's that?
is Everett. Because Higbee's out. If Higbee's out, they like to throw their tight ends. Everett's a good tight end.
Yeah.
The Bears aren't the best at tight end coverage. They're middle of the pack. So I think if I had to pick one guy to have a game that's safe, be Everett. Tight ends don't typically do very well unless you have one of the top guys, you know. So I think Everett's a guy. He's probably in free agency. You could just pick up and start, and I think he'd be okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I will say Jimmy Graham on the other side of the ball is a pretty good play too.
I mean, yeah, it's turned out to be. Yeah.
And I just can't help but bring it up. I don't mean to gloat about how I'm always right about stuff.
Oh, here we go. Always right.
But I was, man, Jimmy Graham, I said was going to have a good year this year, and you both actually laughed. I went back and watched the video. You both laughed at me and said I was crazy.
I put him I didn't have him in my rankings. I put him at the bottom for you.
Well,
Yeah, for me. Thanks, because he's sixth overall right now.
Still don't.
Sixth. So
we're shocked that Grandpa Jimmy's doing good too.
Anybody who listened to that video that maybe took a shot on Jimmy Graham for free has the 6th best tight end in the league. So
As of now.
since the beginning, he's been good all year. So up until this point,
Yeah.
he's been
As I say,
solid.
up to this point.
All right.
Let's see if we're still talking that week 11, 12, 13.
Hey,
When everybody's making their fantasy
I can't
playoff
even
push.
I can't even get a nod for calling stuff out like.
Well, I gave you a nod.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What'd you call?
I gave you a nod on the Claypool deal.
Oh, I didn't.
I gave you props on that one.
So
I just don't want to boost your ego too much every week. Because because your head's getting bigger than the rest of your body. Well, that's not hard to do, but
I don't know. I'm pretty big. Rams 26, Bears 24. I think they cover. I think the Bears cover, but I think the Rams win.
I think the Rams win. I think they cover 27-21. If the Rams don't win this and cover, I got to put them down.
Well, that's not
'cause
a
they
cover.
should.
That's a push. 6 points.
It's 5. Oh, they moved it up.
Yeah, it's up to 6 points.
All right, fine. 28-21.
You're going to change the score on the fly because you think they cover.
Yeah.
Right on the fringe. Okay. Well,
I got the Rams 27-24 over the Bears.
it makes it worse. You need to make it 26-21. Not 28-21.
I'm covering.
Well, okay.
I like 28 more than 26.
Okay.
I don't want to do 26.
I thought you meant the other way around.
No.
So you think
I think
the
the
Rams are
Rams-
more than 6 points better than the Bears?
Yeah.
I think the Bears cover.